Holloway very confident on his feet.
He's doing a great job of moving, throwing those shots. Another hard shot to the body.
Yep.
Pettis is in trouble. Holloway's pouring it on.
Holloway looking to finish
melting.
it.
That's
It is
it.
all over.
Wow.
Max Holloway finishes Anthony Pettis.
Outstanding.
We have all felt the sudden adrenaline rush of watching Max on the UFC battlefield. His majestic strikes, his unexpected kicks. Can you imagine UFC without Max Holloway? No way, Jose. Max Holloway, no doubt, is one to knock spots off the charts by beating his competitors one by one, leaving us tensed in our seats, waiting to see who is left knocked out as the countdown closes in to decide the winner. Every time a fighter steps into the ring with him, he has to think twice before triggering him and receiving a slash from this machete. Buckle up as we are about to unravel 8 reasons why this bad boy is to be watched out by the rest of the UFC. Number 8. Tough childhood. Unfortunately, not all people are blessed with the perfect childhood, with loving parents and a home to grow up in. Max faced a rough life growing up in all the toxicity his society threw at him. You must be pitying the poor soul for what he had to endure, but every cloud has a silver lining. This proved to be advantageous to him and paid off in the long run. The reason he is where he is today is due to the hard struggles he waded through, which no child should ever go through. His mother was a victim too, as his father left them both to fend for themselves when he was just 11 years old. His grandparents took him under their roof and raised him. Fortunately, he was exposed to the fight culture at a very young age, which left him remorseless towards his opponents, and he only keeps his eyes on the prize every time he enters the ring.
When you turn your cards and you get your black belts and you put your time in on the mat, no one can ever take that away from you, you know? The belt, we can lose that one day, it's gone. But then at the end of the day, no one can, like the actual belt they can, but they can't take away of me being a champion, of what I did, you know, the actual champion, because I actually went out there, I did the grind. You guys don't see, people only see 25 minutes of us, you know what I mean, 25 minutes, but they don't see the hours and hours of training. So
hundreds of hours at this point in your life.
Hundreds on the mat, you know what I mean, and that nobody ever gonna take away from me, and because of that, I'm always gonna be a champion. I told him this belt don't mean nothing. My last interview, I told him I was a champ before I had this belt. This don't mean nothing. It's cool. It's just showing you guys that look, I'm valid. Like it's validation to you guys. It's not validation to me. The validation is when I go in, blood, sweat, and tears that you guys don't see. Me not wanting to train, but I wake up and I tell myself, the guy that I'm gonna fight, he's probably training right now. So I need to go.
Number 7. The birth of his career. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Holloway's career. Living in a city where the fight culture was booming, he entered the field of kickboxing and trained regularly. Considering his relentless mindset and extreme dedication, you would be shocked to know that within a week of his kickboxing training, he got into his first fight. And guess what? He hit the instant jackpot. Kudos to that. For if not for his event, we wouldn't be able to witness the awe of such a legendary man. In complete actuality, this was the turning point of his career, at which he knew he wanted to become a K1 fighter. The rest of what happened is the predictable history of him modifying his goal into joining MMA. I'm sure you must all be wondering at what age his magnificent legacy started. It was at the tender age of 18. Not kidding. How passionate must he have been to have wanted to take over the world with his punches when he was so young in terms of both body and mind.
That's the reason why he's good, is because he pushed beyond the pain, beyond what anybody said. Just never give up.
You shouldn't even give up. Like, what is that? Like that, if you give up, you certified a loser. If you try, you at least a winner in your book.
Number 6. Early professional entry in UFC. You all wouldn't believe who his initial competitors were. Let me enlighten you on the names of a few legendary fighters. Evan Cuzon, Duke Zaragoza, Bryson Kamaka, Harris Sarmiento, and Eddie Rincon. These are just a few of the fighters who had the privilege of being in the same ring as this legend. He won his lightweight title not so long after. The third time's the charm, and so was his win on the X1 lightweight title finally coming to reality. Did his spotlight dim from then on? No, the exact opposite happened. He was making it big and was being compared to Anthony Pettis due to his fighting techniques being very similar to that of him. This was especially true with regard to how Max would use his knees and elbows while striking, along with the different types of spinning. Throw in a few flying kicks and he would beat his opponent with ease. Number 5. Benefit of luck and timing. Do you believe in luck and the right timing? Maybe, maybe not. But what happened with Holloway is evidence of this fact, and here's why. Max Holloway was one lucky man, as he was blessed with lady luck and great timing while establishing his career. He gained access into the field of UFC by being invited onto the platform by Jeremy Stevens, who was a UFC featherweight fighter back then. Imagine being contacted by such a huge star. How exhilarated must he have been? This breakthrough point of his was just the beginning. It helped him get noticed by the world's best fighters and trainers. In aspiration of winning against Anthony Pettis, Holloway was invited by Jeremy to help prepare him for the battle. Due to the rigorous and motivational ambiance of the UFC forum, along with his outstanding performance, Holloway landed a big win after being in the limelight for quite some time. To his luck, he landed a contract with the UFC in the year 2012. Failure is a stepping stone to success, and Holloway proved just that. He was left devastated by his consecutive back-to-back losses, which continued till 2013, but he got back up stronger than ever to take over the tournament once again. The immense willpower he's known for brought him out of one of the lowest points in his life and back into the game. Once he was back, he called the shots and achieved a 14-fight win streak. This streak is listed as the third longest win streak in the history of UFC. Number 4. Battle with injury. He was UFC's sweetheart at one point, but this fate was about to change. 2018 came along with some bad news for him. He attained a leg injury while training. How did this affect him? Continue watching to know more. His fans felt his pain, but nothing could stop the UFC from denying him his fight. This occurred not only once or twice, but thrice consecutively. During the first match, he was pulled out from fighting with Frankie Edgar in UFC 222, followed by being pulled out from fighting for the title of lightweight against Khabib Nurmagomedov in UFC 223. The third and final blow he faced was when he was not allowed to fight Brian Ortega in UFC 226, which disappointed his fans. Yet his spirits did not die, and he got back up in 2018 and entered the game once again with gradual but outstanding wins. Number 3. Staggering Performance. Who could imagine Max Holloway, a little boy with a rough childhood, would have his name plastered proudly on the charts? Currently, he is at the number 8 spot in the UFC pound-for-pound ranking in the men's category and is a former featherweight champion whose title is currently held by Alexander Volkanovski. Guess what the biggest piece of evidence supporting his lethality is? His 22 wins, 6 losses, and 0 draws. What a proud score to look at. This last match, which this strong striker was a part of and won, was against Calvin Kattar on the 16th of January 2021. Keeping his nose to the grindstone for almost a decade now, it's safe enough to say that his efforts constantly pay off. This is not the end to his career of majestic wins, but only the beginning to increase the level of competition in the ring.
This is my night because the best is blessed. And Blessed Era is full effect. Blessed Express is coming to town. Don't get off the stop here and let's keep going.
Number 2. Fewer number of amateur matches. Amateur matches are defining moments by which many of the fighters are judged. A lower number of losses in amateur matches before entering the professional field is a reflection of greater expectation as well as a greater potential embodied in the fighter. One of his first competitors in his amateur fights was Aaron Link, to whom he lost the battle. Following this, the odds were in his favor, leading him to defeat fighters such as Paul Lopes, Jared Iha, Corey Rosa, Andrew Castellano, Corey McDonald, and Thomas Jackson. Take it from me, this number is comparatively quite low, which gives him the upper hand in the game. Number 1. Willpower. It goes without saying, willpower precedes skill. Even after losing his former featherweight title, he stood up strong with a positive approach that he is still young and that there is much more to learn and win in the UFC. Truly, he is a record setter that won't give up anytime soon. The only thing that Holloway rebounds with is being better trained. Every match that he endures, according to him, is a learning experience and not a loss. Only fighters with such a mindset are the true winners at the end of it all. No wonder he holds such a strong and loyal fan base. Only the next UFC championship will be held as evidence to prove if his willpower will help him take the top spot. What do you think about Max Holloway being a lethal contender in the UFC? Let us know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Do not forget to smash the like and subscribe button if you liked our video. Thank you for watching, and we hope to entertain you with our next video soon.
I don't really cry about anything, and if you're thinking the best, come fight blessed.